Dude, the Numa is nice. I think we're gonna like today's build. I'm actually using a switch I've never used before. SWK Mocha V2s. I'm really excited to use these. I did open these up. They didn't really need a whole hell of a lot of lube. But I mean, that's pretty typical with SWKs. I think SWKs for me, if I were to cross compare these to HMX, I still think these are smoother. Maybe because they're better lubricated and just the coatings are more even. I feel like these are better lubed than HMX. I would say these probably sound just like most of the other SWK stuff. Like, they're nice sounding, they're full, they're loud, I appreciate it. But I don't know. I don't know if these will sound exactly like Ripples. For some reason, this is giving me a bit more of like a slightly deeper sound signature. This is the Numa. This is vendored by Antipode. Antipode has, first of all, I just gotta give Antipode credit. Antipode has had a lot of nice products. I've always liked dealing with Antipode. I think the team there is fantastic. They've been around a while. Their stuff is a bit more on the premium side, pricing wise. My thoughts and ideology behind a little bit more of their premium pricing is it makes up with the quality parts they use, as well as, I mean, again, I've had no issues dealing with them at all ever in the last few years. So I don't know, I'm for it. This is the Numa Mark 260. It's $410, I believe. Let me click the website here. $409, sorry, my mistake. And then it comes in a few different colors. I actually don't know what we're opening today, but the Numa we built. So this is not going to be like a new stream, but they did send one over. This is their board, so I'm not keeping it. Just for us to build today. They wanted us to take a look at it again, and I said sure because they're awesome. But let's see what color. Last time we opened a green. Oh, this time it's a blue one. Actually, this is not too bad. This is a very, very deep blue. I actually don't mind this particular blue. Blue's not my thing usually, but I actually don't mind this deep blue here. Damn, this got dusty in transit somehow. There's the weight on the Numa. It's actually more of an internal weight. So this is a brass internal weight, and then it kind of peeks out on the other side. At least I think this is the brass one. I know there's a PVD brass one, and I believe all of them are brass, but let me just triple check. So what color is this considered? I guess this is considered midnight. Yeah, so this is just the brass weight. This is really nice. Yeah, this is more of a tamed blue in my opinion. Like, it is very tame, and I appreciate this. Then, on top of that, one of the other things I've always really liked about the Numa is the side bezels. Nice and clean, very thin. This is the wind keyless variant. Nice and clean. There's the designer tag on the inside. I've actually had conversations with him. He's a nice guy as well. Very, very pretty. I think what makes this particular board a little bit more elegant is just the way they've done the side bezels here, and then they have a bit more of a chamfer that's going around here. It's a little bit more exaggerated. It's not quite as thin as some of the other ones. It's a bit more of an, I don't know if I can properly show this off right now. Bit more of an exaggerated chamfer, which is nice. And then they do have press and feet. This might be a turn off for some people. Again, I personally don't have like big issues with these long feet over here, but I know some people do. It doesn't really bug me none though. So, and then on the internals, again, we have the weight, and then we have 4 screws. There's a little bit of a ledge over here. This little ledge actually helps with the front height. Kind of keeps things lower to the ground, this little ledge. But beautiful looking keyboard. Very simple keyboard here. This might be a turnoff to some people too, though, the internal screws, but again, I'm learning to look past them a little bit. It does make building this not as fun. Still, that's never gonna go away from me. Here is our PCB. Here's the PCB. We have a bunch of options. Obviously, we don't have a lot of spacebar options. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and harp on it for like 2 seconds. I wish there was a bit more spacebar options and more bottom row options. I get in this case, it doesn't really matter, but for those who want the WinKey variant, because this does come in both WinKey. Oh, actually, maybe not anymore. Doesn't look like there's any WinKey available, neither with HHKB. This is in stock, by the way. So it looks like, nah, doesn't matter. Never mind, I'm not gonna harp on it right now. Only wind keyless available at the moment. I just remembered from last time when the board ran, there was 3 different variants for this. But yeah, you got options everywhere else, so that's always a plus. Now, this is a bit more of a unique board. And actually, is this it? No, this is the feet. This is the daughter board and the alignment pins. Here we go. This sits on O-rings. So this kind of, for lack of a better word, this is like the F1, I guess. You know, not directly comparing it, but same style of mounting. So with this particular board, even last time I built it, it does have a little bit more of like a vibrating sensation. I don't know what durometer this is. I don't recall these being clear last time I built the board. It does feel very firm. For anyone who's kind of interested in 60%, sort of like an F1 mounting style where it has a bit more feedback to your typing, it's a preference, you know? You don't have to like it. You don't have to share your displeasure with it, but it's interesting. I liked it last time I typed on it. Oh, there's 2 plates. And then foam, which we're not gonna bother using, I don't think. There's an alu plate, and what is this? It's palm. Never mind, we're doing palm. You know, I'm kind of down to do the palm today. This is a really nice looking palm plate. This is gonna be very hard to appreciate, but I love the texture on this. Very, very nice. Again, giving kudos to Antipode when they do their vendoring and sourcing of things. They do source nice stuff. Very nice parts. Yeah, it almost looks spray coated, which is interesting. All right. I just like the fact that they're doing in-stock kits. Let me get the stabs. I forgot them in the box. Oh, these going nice. Okay, perfect. May need a plate for it for this. All right, time to solder. Also, I have to give it to the Numa. The Numa, I guess everything from Antipode. They use Martin PCBs, and Martin PCBs are always a joy to solder. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but it's really nice when the solder flows what feels like effortlessly onto the contact pads. Sometimes you have to sit there and wait for it to flow nicely, and man, there's just something nicer about having high quality parts. Antipode is underrated. I also agree. I feel like because they're a little bit more, I don't know, the boards I feel a little bit more classy, maybe a smidge understated, and definitely a bit pricier. They kind of get overlooked rather quickly. But again, I feel like the money is worth it for these guys. I hope this sounds sweet. These SWK Mochas, I think these are gonna hit. I think it's gonna be nice. Here's the internal weight. All right, so next with this board, we are gonna be putting in our daughter board. I don't think I need to go too crazy on harping on this right now, but you know, it's a Molex connector, EasyMate. I'm not the biggest fan of EasyMate connectors. Some people don't have any issues. I've definitely tried them, and while they're rated for 10 uses, you can probably get past 10 uses with them easily. You just gotta be careful with them. That's the biggest thing. You really have to take your time. After all the builds I've done with Molex, I feel like the cable is the true weak point. If the cable terminals are good quality, the board should be fine for a few builds. Here's my thing, right? I think the true pain point of Molex and EasyMate is actually the plastic housing on the PCB and daughter board, if it has it on the daughter board. That is for me the truest pain point, because I feel, and I've seen, and I've had happen, where that housing gets loose or it just becomes stretched out, and sometimes it cracks. And then you can't snap this into place. It doesn't mate. And you kind of have to tape it down and then hope to God it doesn't get loose with the tape. But I think that's the weakest point for me. All right, is this one long cable? Oh damn, it is. All right, time to cut some of these up to size. My favorite part. I don't know why this is so satisfying. Like I said, it's definitely a pain point for me. Here's the thing with EasyMate. I think it's very valid to criticize it though, because I have seen people just completely have their board broken because of it. I understand the need for it sometimes, not all the time. Like in this case here, you might need it. Absolutely, it's not something that needs to be in every single board possible. I think from a build perspective and a longevity perspective, just use the JSTs. But again, I guess this comes down to personal preference. I've been told by a few people this is not an objective criticism. I disagree, I think it is, because it directly affects the longevity and build experience of your board. But I'll leave that up to you guys to interpret. There's like a pinching thing you got to do at the bottom here, which I actually really like, by the way. Interesting way that they did this to keep the case internals super slim and shallow. My eyesight is not it this morning. Am I putting this in right? I am, but what's going on here? You can't tell me there's a better way. There has to be. For which one, Bert? Oh, the Easy Make connector? No, I think it's because, okay, on this particular PCB, I wish they had just flipped it 180 degrees. That would have been so much better to plop in the cable there. I mean, again, it kind of adds up and chalks up to the build, like the overall build experience for me still. What am I doing right now? I am putting in the gaskets. So like I said, this is kind of following the same format as like the F1, where we kind of put in gaskets like this. Put this guy on now. Now for the alignment, I really don't feel like you need to use those. I actually don't know why they're there. I think you can get away with not bothering to use the alignment pins, not pigs, or pigs, whatever you want to call them. And a hidden screw design. I'm not gonna shit on the hidden screw design when it's done nicely. Like, I don't think this is too bad. It's 4 screws. You don't need to clip any switches. I feel like at least 4 screws is easier to remember, you know? I feel like when it becomes a little bit too intrusive is when you have screws in literally like every corner of the keyboard. It is still a bit of a pain in the butt when it comes to the overall build experience, but I'm not going to hold against it. And this might be a point of contention for some people, but again, for me personally, I bring it up, but some people don't like the thuddy sound you get from like a long foot like this. However, you still find them in a bunch of keyboards. I personally don't mind them. I think it's not that bad. But some people don't like longer feet. They say it sounds thuddy, and that is totally fair and valid for them to think that. I have to admit though, these actually go in pretty solid, unlike some other feet that I've seen where they kind of just slip out almost immediately. We gotta put keycaps still. This is nice. So the last time I tried the Numa, and again, honest takeaway from this, I found myself a little bit, like the sound profile was nice, but it was a little underwhelming to me, and I ended up not like fully falling in love with the Numa. Oh wow, these alphas sound really good. Okay, I really like these Mocha SWK switches. I think also I gotta change out the spacebar. I think this particular spacebar is a bit warped, so I might just swap it out really quick for something here. Well, I have to desolder the spacebar, which I don't think I'm gonna do this instant. I also wonder if I just open this back up and remove one of the gaskets underneath. So we can try 2 different things here. All right, I wanna see what this sounds like. Actually, I think it is the Staebies. Maybe next time I don't use Staebies. See how it's just popping in and out on both sides? I don't think this has anything to do with the SWK switches. Or maybe it does. Maybe it is an SWK switch thing. Maybe this is like the one use case where you might want to use a long pole stabilizer. All right, let us see what this sounds like now. Okay. I do want to tune the spacebar. I think these alphas are so nice. Okay, I do think it might be the gasket under the spacebar, because these modifiers are sounding super good. So this does feel too firm as well. Wow, I really like these alphas. I'm gonna open this up and we're gonna do something different here. Yeah, I think there might need to be some relief cut on the plate itself. Actually, I wanna take a double peek at the plate here. We're just gonna change out the gasket. And luckily these are just O-ring gaskets, so there's no adhesive, making it a little easier to mod for ourselves here. I think I just wanna do this one here, take off. Because now we have a bunch more relief underneath this. Like, okay, hear me out. I think if this had a relief cut just going along right here, all the way along this, I think we could have put the gasket underneath and this whole tab could have worked. But because this is just too attached to the plate itself, it's creating a bit of a resonance and the sounds traveling through the plate kind of weird. And you're also kind of feeling it in your thumb. Actually, let's take out this one here too. I don't want any excess pressure happening on the plate itself. Oh, that's much better. Much, much better. That is so much better now. This is a nice board. It's nice and full sounding. Yeah, these are the first SWK switch that I would say is noticeably different sounding than the rest of the bunch of the SWK stuff. This is nice. This is really, really nice. Ooh. Yeah, this is kind of hitting. Little HJ test in case we missed it from earlier. Impressive. I like this way more than the first time we built the Numa. What do you guys think of this board though? Also, maybe these feet are contributing to a little bit more of that deeper sound profile. It's nice. I think this is a good little in-stock option for a 60% board. I'll give it the Antipode. I think this is nice. And then the designer as well. Yeah, I would say overall I like this. Kind of hefty feeling too. It's surprisingly hefty. Antipode definitely uses, like I said, like it's a weird nuanced thing maybe. I don't know. I appreciate Antipode because they use very good manufacturing for all their stuff. Even their PCBs, like I've talked to them at length with this. They're using like higher quality contact pads, like just in general higher quality PCB production. Same thing with the keyboards themselves. Plus they've always had really good support. And you know, support, I know a lot of people, they tend to neglect this, but support costs money. So yeah, support matters, like when you're buying products. I hate ignoring that, but some people don't value that at all, and it really depends on what you value. Very nice. I might have to leave this one here on my desk until they ask for it back. This is a nice one. I'm very happy. Does this have VIA support? Because that's something that we're going to be looking at too. I can't remember if this did. I think this did. I'm pretty positive. I might need a JSON file for this. It does, but you need a JSON file? Okay. Yeah, it would be nice if it's just auto-loaded in, but again, something I'll need to discuss and find a better way to kind of bring that up with vendors and stuff like that for the pull requests into VIA. Very nice though. Again, slim bezels on the side make this a sexy little keyboard. I hope everyone had fun today. Just a chill little one today, you know? Chill little one with a cool keyboard. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. I'll be online again very, very soon. See you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you, and bye-bye.